The TST tournament kicks on from Cary, North Carolina. World Soccer's epicenter for the next week as teams from the United States and the world over convene at Wake Med Park for the fourth edition of this 7-on-7 tournament to compete for $1 million. I'm Eric Krakauer. It is day one of TST. We're almost halfway through the first day of matches. 48 men's teams have been split into 12 groups. On field 7 now. It's a men's Group D matchup between TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army. The two teams getting their group play underway. A group that also includes GeneFit FC and Tobacco Road FC. The top two teams of each group advance to the knockout stage, as well as the 8 best third-place teams. Here's a look at the starting lineups. TMT Chicago lining up in a 2-3-1. Goalkeeper Michael Mejia. Two defenders in Kamish Gomez and Gabriel Martinez Jr. El Gordo, as they call him. The midfield is made up of Jose Ochoa, Eduardo Aguilera Guillen, or Lalo, Tony Walls, and up front, Joel Salmeron. As for the Hoosier Army, 2-3-1. Philip Vestaire is the goalkeeper. Nick McHenry and Eric Zavaleta of MLS familiarity, the two defenders. Alex Matthews, Collins Oduro, and Tommy Thompson in midfield. Will Bruin, formerly of the Seattle Sounders, will lead the line. This is game 22 in the competition. TMT Chicago will be wearing white, Hoosier Army red. Two 18-minute halves, followed by target score. Upon the conclusion of the halves, teams will enter an untimed period. The winner will be the first to reach the target score, which is a predetermined scoreline. More on that in a second as we get set to kick this one off. Josiah Park is the main referee. Joe Sergman is by the benches. So TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army. Last checks. And the ball is kicked into play. TMT Chicago and the Hoosier Army getting their group play underway. A Group D matchup on field 7. I'm Eric Krakauer. It is TMT Chicago with the ball at their feet to start this one off. Playing out to the other side of the field. Will Bruin doing some defending from the top. Ball played into the box. TMT Chicago with an early foray forward. Tony Walls on the ball. Jostled off the ball. And now Tommy Thompson coming away with it. Setting up Collins. Collins at full speed has Bruin to his right. Takes the shot himself. And that one just a whisker wide in the end. Something out of nothing for Hoosier Army. So an early scare for TMT Chicago, who will play out of the back once again. This is Joel Ochoa. Looking for options. Gets the shot off as well. That one is certainly not going to trouble Philippe Vestaire, the Danish 21-year-old, currently a junior at the University of South Carolina. The ball was moving, but now back in play. Nick McHenry under no pressure whatsoever. This is Eric Zavaleta, a treble winner with Toronto FC. That treble including MLS Cup. He was a forward at his Hoosier days. So too this man, Will Bruin. MLS Cup champion as well with the Seattle Sounders. Ball poked forward looking for Tommy Thompson. Brings it under control. Forced back to Zavaleta. TMT Chicago deep in their own midfield, trying to plug every way forward. McHenry. Zavaleta all the way back to Vestaire, who goes route one. And that's easy pickings for Michael Mejia, red, as he likes to go by. TMT Chicago, a team built on the identity and edge you'd expect from a city like Chicago. That according to them. Their style rooted in deep Chicago culture, gritty, no nonsense, with real technical ability. Their attack was cut off. Here's Collins Oduro once again. Took a push from behind. That's a foul. But you can see how Hoosier Army likes to break into the attack at full speed. A mix of current Hoosiers, alumni, although this year they did some recruiting as well outside of the University of Indiana sphere. Good work there by Joe Tollin. Too much height on that switch. Nikita Kotlov unable to reach it and keep it in play. Working his way up the field was Bachar. Espinosa, Pancho, back across. A little bit of pressure from the Hoosier Army. Bachar. Torres keeping the ball moving on the right. Collins Oduro doing his defensive due diligence. Espinosa, back to Mejia. Bachar. License to roam so far. Joe Tollin does well. That was Kotlov, who couldn't bring it under control. The ball played back. Dangerous pass out from the goalkeeper, Mejia. Hoosier Army back in their defensive posture. 2 18-minute halves, followed by target score. The pre-tournament score line that both these teams will have to reach in order to win the game. Murillo. Lots of fans wearing red watching this one. First tournament appearance for TMT Chicago. I think they have what it takes to make a deep run in the competition. Toughness, chemistry, and belief to carry them all the way. Every ball that Kotlov has disputed so far has been in the clouds. It looked as if Weston Carnevale may have been fouled. The referee swallowed his whistle. The lion's share of possession for TMT Chicago. Hoosiers harrying the ball carrier, Murillo. Now Espinosa. No look pass into the middle. Drazek cuts a discerning figure. Drazek, green boots, blonde hair. The commentator's dream. Big switch. Mian. Forced back to Kamish Gomez. And now Mian into Drazek. Quickly closed down. A little back heel into space. Successful. Mian with the cross. Good defensive work and an opportunity here for a strike on goal. Off the upright. TMT Chicago inches away from drawing first blood. Jose Ochoa, who in 2017 was a Neymar Jr. 5 champion. That competition sponsored by Red Bull. Catapulted forward. Collected by Mayers. But right now, the Hoosier Army having trouble maintaining possession. Vester calming things down. Zavaleta. Some pressure from TMT Chicago, forcing the errant pass. TMT Chicago growing into the game. This is the first match in Group D for both these teams. Gene Fit and Tobacco Road, the other two. They're playing concurrently on field number 6. This is field 7. Played up the wing, well read by McHenry. Ball went out of play. Marginal call from the referee. No assistant referees on the sideline. So a tough task for anyone, even the eagle-eyed. Zavaleta doing some defensive work. Ball spills to Mares, unceremoniously dispatched the other way. Mejia. Getting a touch on the ball, Joel Salmeron, who is a deadly striker by all accounts. Plenty of space here for Gabriel Martinez Jr. Gordo. Looks more like a Flaco to me. Maybe a little bit hot in those pants. Mejia. Gordo. Salmeron under pressure from Ethan Balek. A little bit of pressure now from the Hoosiers. It was Easton Bogart doing some pressing. And now Hoosier Army retreating back into their defensive posture. A little bit more of a mid-block now. Luis Ortega. Comfortable on the ball, these TMT Chicago players. Coached by Luis Montoya and Daniel Rivera. McHenry with the interception. Minutes into this first half. Patient approach from TMT. Hunting for the ball, Dylan Mares. Dylan Mares, who played 1 year with the Hoosiers. Nomadic career in the USL, Indy 11, Miami FC, El Paso Locomotive, Louisville City as well. So plenty of experience, plenty of pedigree. Tony Walls does well, and here's the first chance for TMT. Oh, that may have been a foul as Walls tried to round the goalkeeper Vester. Referee was right on top of it. Revolving door of substitutions here for the Hoosiers. Vester will pause play. Mel playing it upfield. Here's Tommy Thompson of San Jose Earthquakes fame. He's being fouled. The referee once again not calling it. Letting big boys play. It's a big boy game today. Trying to navigate this tight quarter. Tommy Thompson under duress, not by 1, by 2, loses his footing, and finally the whistle. Very permissive from the referee today. Josiah Park, consistent, if nothing else. More aggressive posture now from TMT Chicago. Doing a lot of chasing Nico Williams. TMT starting to impose themselves. That was good tracking back. No throw-ins, just kick-ins. Ball crossed in, looking for Nico Williams. That will be a welcome grab by Philippe Vester. TMT doing a great job of preventing the Hoosiers from playing out of the back. Commentator gets a kick of the ball. Always fun. And back in play. Mejia. TMT leaving 3 players up top. Two at the back, trying to occupy every single one of the players in red jerseys. Lots of positional interchanges from TMT Chicago. Nico Williams, room to turn. And brought down. The foul called. Nikita Kotlov with the foul at the edge of the box. The 34-year-old scored the winner when the Hoosiers won the 2012 College Cup against Georgetown. He was drafted by the Portland Timbers, who played most of his professional career in Malta. Not a bad place to play professionally, the island of Malta. Plenty of beaches, good living. So a dangerous set-piece situation here for TMT Chicago. Two on top of the ball. Pick your poison, Mr. Philippe Vester. The wall deep. Three men strong. Vester, big man, covering that near post. The strike fizzed against the wall. Back at the feet of Millan. That's going to leave a mark. Murillo. Diligent pressing from Austin Pancho. Kamish Gomez finds an option. Everything being pushed wide by the Hoosiers. And now a shot from distance. More in hope than expectation. Something was spotted. Couldn't quite tell what it was. Handball, the referee is signaling. Gomez to Millan. Gomez with a strike. That did not miss by much. And had Vester rooted to his spot, he could only guide it with his eyes. TMT Chicago, the better team so far. Pancho, lovely, delicate touch to bring it under control. Back to Eric Zavaleta. Not the cleanest of passes. A little apologetic wave. It is hot, 82 degrees, it is humid. Feels like you're in the tropics. Gordo. Back to Mejia. Mejia to Kamish Gomez, who is dispossessed. That's well done by Carnevale, who now has options. Pancho with a nifty back heel. Blocked in the end. Carnevale shrugging off his marker. Zavaleta. Dylan Mayers. Back to the treble winner. A little push in the back. Ethan Ballack goes to ground. Starting to assert themselves. Ball played into Mayers. Not sure he had made up his mind whether he was going to shoot that or pass it to someone. Neither one nor the other in the end, but it will count as a shot nonetheless. Walls. Mayers. Pocket pick by Walls, who's been industrious leading the line for TMT. Nearing the end of this first half. Stalemate so far, 0-0. TMT Chicago the more threatening out of these two sides. Bachad. They know when to trigger the press, the Hoosiers. Ballack depleted his reservoir, such was his pressing. Good step. And then a foul. That's excellently done by number 20, Timmy Mel. 4-year Hoosier. College Cup runner-up in 2017 as well. McHenry. Vestaire. Tommy Thompson thought about the cross. McHenry joining the attack. Here's Thompson. And that is it for the first half. First 18 minutes in the books. 0-0. Both teams spending quite a bit of time feeling each other out. TMT hitting the post and having another strike just fizz by the upright. We'll take a halftime break. We'll be back for the second half.
TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army are scoreless at the half.
Welcome back to Field 7 at Wake Med Park. TST tournament action. Group D. Matchup between TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army. 0-0 at the break. One more half to go, 18 minutes. Target score after that. The other two teams in the group, Gene Fitch and Tobacco Road, currently facing each other. Alongside us on Field 6. Hoosier Army will kick this half off. Will Bruin over the ball. And the ball back in play. I'm Eric Krakauer, delighted to have your continued company. Here's Eric Zavaleta. He's been doing a lot of defending. Bruin keeps the ball moving for Zavaleta. Alex Matthews back to Vestaire. TMT arguably the better team in the first half. The Hoosiers having to do a lot of last-ditch defending. The ball struck Philippe Vestaire's post early on. It's a corner kick for the Hoosiers. First one by my count. Alex Matthews surveying the field, delivering. Little deflection, and Bruin! Deadlock broken! As Hoosier Army fired the first accurate shot. Well, that's what you want him in there for. Made a career in MLS as a poacher, and that was a poacher's goal. Well, if you watch the first half, that is not what you were expecting. Right out of the gates in the second. Well, Bruin with his first of the competition. Not only an MLS Cup winner, but a CONCACAF Champions League winner as well with the Sounders. Only 8 MLS players have been able to claim that. Heavy, heavy touch from Jacob Drazek. Some sarcastic cheers from the Hoosier Army encircling us. 4th tournament appearance for the Hoosiers. Best finish was in 2024. They were semifinalists. They lost to eventual champions La Bombonera, who count amongst their ranks this year. Douglas Costa, the Brazilian international, former Brazilian international. Last year, a disappointing run. They were knocked out in the group stage. And right now, they're thirsty for more. Zavaleta out wide to Matthews. TMT against the ropes for the first time in today's match. Vestaire actually played some academy football at FC Copenhagen, Denmark's biggest team. He was at Lyngby before that, slightly smaller. Well, let's see how the Hoosiers manage out this game. You'll see the referee with a finger count for the kick-ins. Salmeron with a little twisty turn to try and get past Nikita Kotlov. Ball played quickly into Dylan Mayers. And a good run from Kotlov. The pass never went his way. Alex Matthews, a junior at Indiana. No urgency about the play from Hoosier Army now. Push from behind on Pancho, who's playing the role of a link-up player right now. Quick feet. Ooh, a little afters there. A little bit of afters. Timmy Mel will feel that he was fouled first. In frustration, he was the one committing the infraction. Overzealous, unnecessary, as the ball was at his goalkeeper's feet. So another dangerous free kick, or at least dangerous territory for this strike. And once again, it's Jose Ochoa over the ball. A little bit of a window here from the strike on goal. Ochoa! Into the corner pocket! We are level! Well, a lot of question marks on the wall there. There was a beeline opening for Jose Ochoa, and he took full advantage.
We are now tied under 1 as TMT Chicago equalizes 1-even to Hoosier Army.
Here's Ochoa again, trying to tidy things up. That ball sent it to orbit. Well battled in the air by Van de Griff. Now TMT Salmeron. His eyes got big. The angle closed in on him. He had an option in Nico Williams to his right. Far more eventful second half here. Van de Griff. Vestaire. Van de Griff, who has had a long indoor career. Almost caught with the ball. Vestaire. Good reaction from TMT, but they were gifted that free kick. It was a rash moment and a costly mistake in the end. The foul had been committed by Timmy Mel. Into the attack once again, the Hoosiers. Carnevale, there's the strike, saved by Ochoa. He had the angle covered. Clay Morador with the strike in the end. Played in by Hiram Ruiz. Pollo, as they call him. Pachar. Ortega, back to Pachar. Very few options in front of Pachar. Forced to recycle possession to Mejia. Nico Williams. Pancho recovers. Here's a run for Carnevale. Picks up his head. There's the cross. Oh, that should have been a header. Ethan Balak should have done better. This game is opened up. It is sped up. Here's TMT Chicago. Not a bad strike right into Carnevale. And here's a second bite of the apple. That one worse than the first. But Joshua Torres trying to make something happen. Zavaleta. Vestaire. Trying to bait number 18, Jacob Drazek. Matthews. Hoosiers have had various players checking into the middle of the park to link up play. That's exactly what Colin Zadoro was trying to do. Hoosiers giving TMT Chicago different looks every time Vestaire has his foot on the ball. Espinosa. This is Jonathan Rodriguez. Pollito. Red. Pollito. That was well clipped into David Ochoa. And now Collins Oduro. Driven in, but blocked by Bogard. It's a second corner kick in this half for the Hoosiers. They scored from their first. No Will Bruin on the field, so it's played short. Bogard. That strike just flirted with the far post. Nobody there ghosting in with the final knock. One of those that is so difficult to defend. Tony Walls, Paul pulled back. Dracek! Oh, that's tidy! Jacob Dracek has handed TMT Chicago the lead. They have turned the tables on Hoosier Army. And credit to Tony Walls, who looked to have been fouled as he set up Dracek. So 2-1. 8 minutes to go in this second half. Plenty more to play, though, with target score right after the second half. Vester commanding his airspace. Zavaleta. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Tommy Thompson was onto it. But a last-ditch knock from Eduardo Aguilera Guillen puts it out of play for another corner. Thompson waiting for Bruin to join the fray. Thompson inside. Away by TMT. And that strike ultimately half-hearted by Timmy Mel. Took a nick off of a TMT Chicago player. So the Hoosier Army continue their assault from the corner kick flag. Salmeron does well to find an option in Ochoa. Ochoa opens it up to Kamish Gomez. Gets it back. Lovely first touch into space. Pokes it into Nico Williams, who ran out of space. Vester forced to get rid of it. Too tall for Kotlov. Now it's TMT Chicago trying to slow things down. Salmeron protecting the ball. Bashad knocks it out of play. Gomez. Bashad recycles it back to Mejia. Delicate touch into Bachad. That's good defending. Kotlov into Bruin. Bruin has an option. There's a shot from Kotlov, and now Bruin! And now Kotlov once again! And he wasn't going to miss from there from point-blank range. On even terms once again. 2-2. Well, this game has come to life in the second half after a sleepy first 18. Ruiz. This is Jonathan Rodriguez. Bruin instructing, wanting his teammates to press. They feel that TMT are under the cosh now. Luis Ortega to Mejia. TMT have to pick their next passes very carefully, because Hoosier Army have looked their most dangerous in transition. Route 1, easily dealt with by Ortega. Pee-wee. Mares. Zavaleta. McHenry to his left. Mares wants it back. Both these teams have been so disciplined in their press. Intermittent. Mares trying to get away from Rodriguez Jr. Rodriguez, excuse me. Zavaleta. Bruin. A goal to his name. This is good work from Pee-wee Ortega. Loses his footing. Regains the ball though. That's a good ball to the back post. Dracek. And that one just overhit. Peeking in, Hiram Ruiz, who's mostly tasked with doing some defending, found himself in unfamiliar territory. And there's that pressure that I was talking about. Man-oriented from TMT. McHenry skips by Walls. The cross, and that's an easy take from Mejia. Pancho fouled. Whistle came late. Right in front of the Hoosier Army bench, which has been in full voice all game long. Just over 2 minutes left in this second half before we go to target score. And if things end like this, target score will be sudden death, essentially. Pancho. Mel. That's a foul. Easy call. Morador. Thrown to ground. Foul committed by Gabriel Martinez Jr. You can hear Mejia, the goalkeeper, yelling, two-man wall. And hopefully for TMT, that wall will be better positioned than the Hoosier wall that allowed Ochoa to score TMT's equalizer. Clay Morador, the junior in Indiana, calibrating. He has Austin Pancho next to him, but it's Morador. Ballack, Matthews, Vestaire. Final minute here at Field 7 between these two teams. Any mistake now would give one of them the lead, but it wouldn't be fatal. We have target score coming up next. Murillo trying to clear it. Did well to keep it in play. Martinez Jr. Dracek was free on the right, and now a counterattack here for Hoosier Army. Here's Ballack. Ballack with only the goalkeeper to beat. Michael Mejia came off his line ever so quickly, and that is it for the second half. It's target score next. The winner of this game will be the first team to reach the target score, which will be 3. It's going to be sudden death. Just one goal will be the difference between these two sides. Target score is defined as one more goal than the leading team's tally. Well, in this case, neither of the teams is in the lead. The scorer of the winning goal will be awarded the Golden Fleece. Every 3 minutes, both of these teams will lose one player to open up the field of play and increase the chances of the winning goal being scored. A couple of new target score rules. Each team must advance the ball past midfield in 16 seconds, and there is now a backfield violation. Once across midfield, teams cannot intentionally play the ball back into their own half. So that is an adjustment that these teams are going to have to make. Two-two after regular time, an opportunity for both sets of coaches to share some insights. Well, I mentioned before that no mistake at the end of the second half would be fatal. A mistake during target score would absolutely be a lethal blow to either one of these sides. The Hoosiers, who scored first, courtesy of Will Bruin. Jose Ochoa leveled the game soon after that. TMT then took the lead through Jacob Drasek before Nikita Kotlov tied it up. So 4 goals evenly split in the second half between these two sides. A reminder that the top 2 teams qualified directly to the knockout stage. The best third place teams, 8 of them, will also move on. So a loss not dire, but it will certainly increase the pressure on the loser. Gene Fit and Tobacco Road, the other 2 teams. TMT Chicago will face Tobacco Road next at 10:30 p.m. tonight, so they have a long day. As for Hoosier Army, they'll face Gene Fit at the same time, 10:30. This Hoosier Army playing for Hoosier Nation, but it's also a means to reunite soccer alumni. They've described themselves and their style of play as fast-paced. Well, we've seen that today. Much more comfortable on the break than with the ball at their feet. The opposite is true for TMT Chicago.
We're moments away from target score time. If you will score time at 2 between TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army, next goal wins, target score is 3.
So a reminder that we are in sudden death in target score. The next team to score wins. Every 3 minutes, both these teams will lose a single player.
Midfield, playing the ball back intentionally into your own half will result in a turnover. Also, for each 3 minutes that passes in target score time, 1 player will be removed from each side.
So, now into the business end of this match. Game 1 for both these teams in Group D, TMT Chicago and Hoosier Army. And it's TMT who put the ball back in play. Here is Pee-wee, playing it into Gabriel Martinez Jr. Played quickly to Tony Walls, fends off his marker. Pee-wee once again, the ball is moved into the Hoosier side of midfield. So TMT can no longer retreat the ball unless it is deflected. A new rule implemented this year. Salmeron does well to hold on to the ball. Salmeron with the goal at his mercy decides to cross instead. And Collins Oduro just took a full swing in the shin. No shin pads, that has got to hurt. And this will be the first booking of the match. It wasn't intentional. Iram Ruiz was trying to get a strike off. The clock is paused. You saw the signal from the referee across. Consaduro seems to be okay, grimacing ever so slightly. Drafted by Orlando City, but opted to go back to the University of Indiana to see out his junior year. Catapulted forward towards Tommy Thompson. Very difficult to keep that one in play, although they're appealing for a corner. Tommy Thompson aggressively as well, and he'll yell himself into the book. Tommy Thompson, by the way, who learned Spanish in order to better communicate with his coach at San Jose, Matias Almeida, who was there for a few years before going to AEK Athens and then moving on to Sevilla in La Liga. Consaduro. That's a great ball. Brought down, a little push, diligent defending. Both these teams have upped the tempo. McHenry unceremoniously sending ball the other way. Most of this crowd here rooting for the Hoosier Army. Walls. There's a strike! And that one off target, but it could have caught Vestaire by surprise. Dylan Mayers took a knock. Taking a while to recover. Nico Williams with a little bit of pressure on McHenry. Zavaleta being pressed by Ochoa. David Ochoa and not Jose Ochoa. Kotlov wins that ball in the clouds. A little shove for good measure. It hasn't been dirty by any means. It has been prickly though. So 3 minutes in the books. A player from each side removed. From 7-on-7, we are now playing 6-on-6. Luis Ortega. That's a poor ball. Kotlov couldn't reel it in. Kotlov, who scored the equalizer at the tail end of the second half. A winning goal in the 2012 College Cup against Georgetown. Mejia looking for options. Excellent ball. The cross comes in, but collapsed upon by Vestaire. Francisco Espinosa had made a really good darting run into the half space. Kotlov. Bruin. Kotlov makes a run into the box. Bruin, usually the target man, is dispossessed by Pee-wee. Pee-wee rounds another player. Former Chicago Mustangs player, Pee-wee Ortega with the MLIS. Consaduro, soft feet, dodges the challenge. Not the second time though. Kotlov has Bruin to his left. Here's Will Bruin! Oh, and that was delightful! Delightful! A little dink to sink TMT Chicago! MLS class in the glass from Will Bruin. Hoosier Army register the win. Well, how about that? That was about as classy a finish as you will see in this tournament. And Will Bruin, having scored the winner, will receive the Golden Fleece. So at Field 7, it ends Hoosier Army 3, their first win of the tournament. TMT Chicago 2. The Hoosiers will play Gene Fit next at 10:30 p.m. TMT Chicago will play Tobacco Road at the same time. 3-2 for Hoosier Army. I'm Eric Krakauer. Until next time.